Welcome to episode 1 in our 3-part series on climate change trolls. I'm James West.
We're on our way to see Hoyt Connell, a 57-year-old, but we already feel like we kind of know Hoyt. He contacts us almost every day at Climate Desk.
In April, there were only a handful of days that Hoyt Connell didn't tweet us. Hoyt mentioned us nearly as much as our other top 9 followers combined.
He is, in fact, our most pernicious Twitter troll.
So, sick to death of ignoring him, we asked to meet him.
To his house.
Into the troll lair.
Into the troll lair, under the troll bridge. Although I'm pretty sure he lives in a house.
And before you get all like, why are you giving this guy a bigger platform than he already has? Aren't you just a little bit curious?
Why climate science out of all of the different topics that you could talk about? Why this one? Why us? Oh God, what are we getting into?
As we draw near, I can't pretend I'm not imagining something a little like this.
Alright, let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome. Come on in.
Hoyt, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, let's go in.
All right, come on in.
See where he does his magic.
Show you around.
The first thing I notice is, well, Hoyt's really normal.
Then there's Barb and Wes, twins.
Like really normal. There's the Argyle sweater, the diamond-toed socks. He's like the uncle you don't mind arguing with over Thanksgiving dinner.
I think what's sad is when people sit on the sidelines. Yeah, when I lock onto something, I generally don't let go.
Part of the reason for that is, surprise, surprise, Hoyt is a social media junkie.
Here's one by Brett Baer, who I follow, Fox News anchor. You know, I think they're certainly more centrist of any news organization, in my opinion. I have Trump on here. Why? I mean, you can fly through just, you know, literally hundreds of different notes and subjects in very short order. With White House tours, it looks like the White House needs to fire their minister of propaganda. But oops, that would be the president. Sent that around to a couple of sources.
I can hear what you're thinking. Most of these tweets are pretty inoffensive, or even, sorry Hoyt, a little banal. It's the repetition that finally gets to you, believe me. This phrase is one of his favorites.
I think your facts may be fiction if you checked all the research. Off we go.
And Hoyt's Twitter feed reads like the index from the Climate Change Denial Handbook. No surprise there either.
Yeah, here's one. Sun is driving climate, not CO2. You know, I'd cruise down to that one and pretty simple. Tag it for a retweet.
But then, in the middle of all of this bravado, something that stopped me in my tracks.
I'm a prostate cancer survivor. It can kill you. Learned everything I could know about the subject.
Can you see how, at first blush, it appears like a double standard almost, because there's a group of scientists here that you take immediate action on, and then there's a group of scientists that you go, no, I don't believe you.
Now, when we're looking at global warming, it's a theory that's been usurped by politics.
Is it the politics that is preventing you from, I guess, embracing climate change more wholeheartedly, more like other types of science?
The politics I find offensive, to be frank. I'll pick on him, a Waxman. Has that guy really done his homework?
Is that just because he's a Democrat, though, that you distrust him?
Oh, yes.
And so, around and around we go. And here's what I learned. Trolls are definitely stubborn and irrational.
You know, if I'm wrong, we have more plant life. A lot of happy plants.
But I have to say, what struck me the most is Hoyt is not some outlier, some self-defined troll easily dismissed. In fact, Hoyt should be deeply familiar to anybody who spends any time on the internet. His catalogued talking points, his love of the echo chamber.
You know, obviously that's a pretty obnoxious thing to say. You know, it's just having a dialogue.
He'd hate this analysis, but Hoyt struck me as a product and a purveyor of America's antagonistic political culture.
If you're going up and you're going versus, hey, you know, you might want to take a look at that.
And like any propagandist, Hoyt believes that the truth is only in the telling.
If you allow somebody to make a comment and there is not a response, then they're controlling the definition of the statement. Then it can become a truth.